A little debate that has been going on social media, at least in Australia. I want to see which side of the aisle you fall on this one. What do you do when you drop produce at the grocery store?
Good question.
I guess there's, do you pick it up and put it back? Do you feel obligated to buy it? You break it, you buy it type of thing? Do you take it to an employee and say, hey, this fell on the ground? Or do you just leave it there is another option? Because I guess it was on a cooking show in Australia. Somebody dropped some shallots and just picked them up and put them back in the shallot section without saying anything.
I'm not really for sure what a shallot is.
I think it's like aren't shallots?
It looks like some sort of it's a vegetable.
Yeah.
It's pretty much an onion.
Yeah. So if you dropped, let's just simplify
If I dropped an onion, I would put it right back up there.
Yeah.
And I would say sorry.
Does it
to no one.
Does it matter what the produce is?
No.
Whether it's an apple, an onion, an orange, lettuce.
Me dropping something at the grocery will not increase the likelihood of me buying it.
It's not going to increase the likelihood of buying. Would you take it? Because that's what people are saying in the comments. The people that are anti this person for dropping the shallots and putting them back, they're saying
they would have bought it.
No, they're saying you've got to take that to an employee and tell them that it fell on the ground.
No chance. 0%er that I'm going to an employee and saying that fell.
But would you feel bad if you dropped an onion on the ground and then somebody else bought it?
No.
And then they took that home and they ate fed that to their children?
No, because you're supposed to wash. You wash all of your produce. You wash it when you get home. You rinse it. All you have to do is rinse it.
It's an onion. It has an outer layer anyways, right?
Exactly. You're peeling anything you eat for the most part.
And then what else do? You cook it usually. You're not well, I guess you do eat raw onion. Maybe in like a salad or something. But I mean, also there's a good likelihood it gets cooked. And whatever germs it might have had briefly there on the ground
nothing.
Cook right off, right?
Nothing.
They get washed off. They get cooked off.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm not worried at all about someone else buying it. If they look at it and it looks good, then that's fine. But I mean, if it's like smashed, that would be where I'd feel a little bit more bad. I'd be like, dang, I can't believe I smashed that apple.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That one's bruised.
I think with like fruit, it's going to be bruised, and then I feel like nobody's going to want to buy it anyways.
But there's bad fruit there anyway that you wouldn't buy.
And you think about how they have like all those apples and oranges stacked up anyways sometimes.
You know there's bad ones in there.
And it's got to be like
a shot in the dark.
It's not your fault if it falls. It's bound to happen to a few of them.
I agree.
I'm surprised. The thing that surprises me the most is the people that think you should go take it to an employee. Like, if you really feel bad about it, how much is most produce anyways? Not very much. I know, everything's getting more expensive, but if you have such strong convictions, I think you could just take the hit, the $2 or whatever on the apple, if you really feel bad about bruising it up. I don't know why you would go take it to an employee. They're just going to throw it out.
They're going to throw it away.
They're probably going to throw it away. They might put it in the free section, so some little child can have it while their mom takes them around the store or something.
Yeah, I'm not taking that thing anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm putting it right back.
What a wild debate. But the truth is, I'm not going to have produce, and you know what I'm definitely not going to do? Not going to drop it, because I'm sure-handed.
Daryl said they came out of the ground anyway.
That's true. Another fact.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Dropping produce at the supermarket debate. You can text in at 8772 Radio U. D says that all the food is grown in the ground, and Daryl pointed that out as well. But you think about that, it doesn't mean, well, I mean, most food, apples aren't, but that also means you think about how they're fertilized too. So anytime it's like shallots, onions, any of the root vegetables, the ground is the least of its worries. Which then it comes around to Lisa. Lisa said what I believe puts this all behind us. Lisa said, the floor is nothing compared to all the nasty hands that have probably touched that produce as well. Think about that apple that you bit into, and you don't know who's touched that, whether it's been on the ground or not.
That's why you're supposed to wash it.
You got to wash it.
But also, I get what Rick and Dayton is saying.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a fruit that bruises like an apple, you should buy it. Don't make someone else buy your mistake. That's fair.
He also said this is why people need to inspect their produce before putting it in their cart. Otherwise, you wind up with mistakes made by the Isaiahs of the world. Now, Rick, I don't like that. Don't single out Isaiah, because I would also make that mistake and put the apple back.
But I've never dropped fruit at the store.
I can't say that I have either. And I understand that maybe we should be a little more principled, and, if you dropped other certain foods and it ruined it, then you might feel obligated by it. With apples, there's a million other apples to choose from.
Susanna says if it's damaged, she'll buy it.
Susanna, very charitable, making sure every apple gets taken care of.
See, I think it's just so tough. It depends on the fruit, too. An apple that bruises so easily, that's like the only one that if you dropped, you'd feel real bad about, because it's just ruined. But then again, I've eaten apples that have had a bruise on it, and it's been fine. I've just eaten around it.
What does a bruise even mean? I don't even know what a bruise means. I don't even know how that truly affects it. It can always be used for something, right?
You can eat an entire apple around the bruise.
Yeah.
I've done it many a times.
I apologize to Rick, but I don't think that's going to convince. I don't think I'm going to be convinced to not.
What if you dropped a glass pickle jar?
Oh. See, I know that. See, here's what I know.
Would, because of embarrassment, everybody would notice
something. I mean, obviously, everybody would notice, but I don't think that there's no employee there that's going to be like, "All right, now you need to buy it."
You're buying that.
It happens. It happens.
Oh, really? You're just saying no to that? I'm buying that out of pure embarrassment. You can sneakily put the apple back. Nobody notices. You can sneakily put the onion back. When you drop a pickle jar, I mean, boy. How do you get out of there?
How do you go about that? Do you grab another pickle jar?
I might just leave.
Scan it and then put it back, or
I might just leave the store. I might stop my shopping trip in general. Head home in shame of what I did that day.
What do? Do you go when you go to the checkout? Just say, "Hey, by the way, I also broke a pickle jar. Can you add that to my tab?"
True. Yeah, you're not doing that.
Yeah. How do you do that? I think they just say, "Don't worry about it."
You think you get arrested? You walk out?
It had to be a big pickle jar.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.